Hey there, Sphere Builders. Welcome back. It's been a while, a couple of days. Whew. For me, at least. I hope you guys have had a nice chill time. I hit a blade tornado and everything shaved off my face. They call it spring, and supposedly, like, the star we're orbiting is going to like jump around a lot on Sunday. So be ready for that, apparently. But otherwise, it's just another day of sphere building for me, man. If you were able to watch last time, let me actually check something real quick. We're gonna leave that stream will be starting button on for a little bit longer. To watch last time, let me actually check something for a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm really loud. Maybe that'll cool my jets a little bit from being overly overly boisterous in my noise machine on my face. Okay, so there's probably, if you're watching this stream, if there's anybody out there, you probably have seen or played Factorio, seen or played Satisfactory. You may have watched Catherine of Sky. You may have watched Francis John. Legends, okay, in the industrial simulator game genre, I guess. I think they're legends. Personally, I think they're legends. Like, some of the work that Francis John does, honestly, is minimalistic and beautiful in the most sincere sense. Like, he follows Occam's razor, and I don't even think he knows it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch him play. And Catherine of Sky is just a freaking sweetheart. My gosh. And she just, the way that she, anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop fangasming anyway. We're here to build spheres. Let's build some dang spheres, guys, okay? Woo! So last time, we were working on the Starbus. I skipped ahead in time so that you didn't have to go through a lot of building. That building being setting up this, essentially. And this is well, a Dyson swarm crown. I don't know what to name the blade thing. But in short, it's a gun crown. It's a crown of guns on this planet. It's gonna go and look at that tiny little star, dim AF, and put a lot of solar sails around it. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's what it's gonna do. But before I do that, I need something that's really, really important that I actually don't have on me right now. Ray receivers. There's two halves. There's two halves. There's the generating half, and then there's the receiving half. And, well, I definitely have the generation half taken care of. That's not really too much of an issue right now for me. But the receiving half is woefully behind. So right here, we're gonna go and grab ray receivers. We don't need a ton, but some would be nice. Let's do that. We're going to do remote demand and bingo bango. And there we go. So we'll have some RAID receivers tuned, but before we do that, before we get the RAID receivers, we throw them down, there's something you gotta see first. So if we're gonna, this is the Dyson menu interface GUI. I don't know what you want to call it. In short, this is where you set orbits for your Dyson swarm and your Dyson sphere. Long story short, it's pretty simple, honestly. Once you get a little used to it, it's actually very straightforward. You can change the radius, you can change the inclination of the orbit, which is actually very important, and the longitude of the orbit, which is essentially twisting it around the star, twisting the orbit. So we'll go into the Dyson shell later, but we're not ready yet. Like, preparation is this game. This game is all about the preparation for building a Dyson sphere, but our sphere building is on another scale. People are out to build a sphere here, or maybe a couple spheres, maybe an artsy sphere. We are out to encapsulate the entire star sector. Are done. So we're kind of thinking a little bigger. Since that's the case, we're going to need some power, and we need to set orbits in order to have the solar sails, well, orbit the star. So this is what I like doing. You don't have to do this. I like going and setting a normal radius of 4,500. It's very close to the star, mainly because it's resource efficient. It's not too big, so that it's not so big that I'm like wasting resources. The orbital inclination, start at 0. You can't get rid of this particular one, this outer radius, this outer orbit here, because that's the default. Kind of frustrating, but I'm sure we'll be able to get rid of it later. And then we'll set longitude to 0, the spin. Boom, we have our first one. Now I'm going to be making 10 orbits, and you'll see how I'm like progressing the orbits. You don't have to do it this way. This is just the way that I like to do it, because it's easy to remember. The method is easy to remember, and you'll understand why I say that, because it's literally just counting up by 30s and then repeat for orbital inclination, which you'll see here as well. So that's the second orbit. So 3 minus 1, 2, right? Easy. 4,500, not 45,000, and 60, and 60. So you can see how this bar is going very quickly, and this bar is going at half the speed. So I'm gonna hit the max very quickly on orbital inclination, and when I'm done with all the orbits, I'll have maxed out my longitude. And we're doing this without repeat of orbits. So even if we have an orbit that's going the opposite direction, but it's occupying the same space, we're going to skip it. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a second here. So that's, let's see, that's 60. So 0, 0, 30, 30, 60, 60, 38. Okay. So it looks a little weird, right? But in 3 dimensions, things look kind of weird anyway. But now hopefully this makes a little more sense by seeing it in motion. I'm going to do that. That should help. Go and add an orbit. You know the routine. Make sure I gotta do that last 0 just for messing up sake. I wish I could tab to the next one. That'd be handy, right? But right up there with keybinds as my top request. 120. And 150. So you see, we're at orbit inclination. We are maxing fast on orbit inclination. Now we're at 180, 4,500. Uh-oh. Did I done goof? No, I didn't. Okay. That was the new orbit. I just didn't put in the radius, the orbital radius first. Okay, so if you see here 180, right? These are 180. It's flat. But if I go and I raise this up, let's put it back at 90, for example. You see how there's already a radius here? So already an orbit here. So we're going to skip 180 actually. And we're going to, well, we would go to the next one, which we can down here on longitude. We would go to 210, but we can't do that here. If we try that, we end up with just going back to 180. It's too big. So that means that it resets to 0, which is also a repeat of the middle orbit, so we don't care. But now we can do 30, and since this is 210, it's in a different position. So it's this orbit here, okay, but it's twisted dramatically. So we'll hold that orbit. 4,500, 60 to 40. Like that. So I'm just gonna start speeding through this because the pattern's pretty much the same now. Let's see, 240, and then it's gonna be 270. I'm just checking right now to make sure I'm not doing any repeats because, well, that's boring. So if I do 330 now, and see that was 90 and 120 and 4,500. So now we have another one here. Nine. I might have a duplicated radius. I might have a duplicated orbit. Mess up my own system. Typical. Which one was I on? 120? 150? And then 330? Then the next one's 180 and 360. I think. Gosh, I hope that's right. It's probably not. Cool. I think that's right. So that's 5, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Cool. So now we have our orbits, and now begins, well, assignments. So wish my memory luck. I've done this 3 times successfully so far without any major errors, but I don't know, we'll see how this time goes. It's always a new adventure. What's up, cat? Meow wow, meow wow, meow wow. What's nuts is I'm starting to get really good at this. And it kinda hurts. That's okay. I think a kitten might be summoning me. My kitty sense is tingling. Just one more railgun. Oh. I felt a kitty. Meow. I know it seems like it'll never end. It just keeps going. It's like, haven't we done this literally? Haven't we walked around the planet twice now? Like, how is there still some left? There we go. So this planet's a wee bit smaller. I think kitten. I'm getting the stink eye from the cat. Look at that. Look at that. This guy down that one down there. This guy. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. It's outside, oh boy, oh boy. Happy cat, happy. All right. Ow. Now that we've got our orbits signed, we can commence with the good stuff. Or not. You've got mail. Wow. Ouch. Cool beans. I have food. I'm going to be able to eat tonight. Fire. Yeah, that was sudden, right? Just boom, and then you're doing stuff. So, here's the view. Is that cool or what? I mean, this game is so cool. I mean, from this view, it's just like, wow, I'm attacking a star. Take that. Ha! Unlimited power! Excellent! It's gonna be freaking great, man. But we can't collect unlimited power, sadly. Why? Because I didn't get the ray receivers. But I have them now, and that's good. So. Okay. Ray receiver, check. Drone on the pole, check. So axial tilt is kind of important in this particular scenario. Why, you might ask? Well, the reason why axial tilt is important is because it determines what kind of duration your ray receivers get sunlight. In other words, this continuous receiving, as long as it never resets, you'll be receiving 100% of the theoretical max that you can get from the star based on your research level. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but in short, you know, it's good. It means that you're going to get full power instead of, you know, on and off, which sucks. On and off sucks. And if you're like me and you've been in Texas last month, you know what that's like. Unfortunately. But all's well ends well. Thank goodness. Okay, that didn't work out so well. Maybe I was wrong. 9. Oh, goody. Oh no, I can't. Sad face. We'll have to do 3 over every time. Just for the shenanigans. That'll be consistent, right? Sure. So we'd normally put one right there, but can't. Fill in the gap. You know, I feel like we should be able to get 2 in here. Actually. No, not the efficiencies that I built up. Don't care. We'll be fine. Probably. Hey, look at that, huh? It's working. It's interesting. I don't remember it doing that very well. Okay, that's not working. Ah, because... Yes. Oops. Back over there. Those raisins. There you go. Want to follow the top row, not the bottom row, because the bottom row sucks. It's disorganized and we hate it. But this, however, this is nice. Clean, organized, fulfilling, satisfying, I may say. I feel like I just got a message, but I missed it. Nope. Okay, so that's 5, 8, 2, 30. Hey, all right, let's do it. I'm going to take one of these cheapy lung boys here. We'll do one of them connections. Boop. And now, hey, look, stress gone. Oh, so much nicer. Ah, half stress. We're only using like only half of the energy that we have available from shooting all of these solar panels into orbit around that star. So, see that? Just constant rain. Rain of fire. So, it's coming along very well. Which means this part of the star bus is complete. I hope that has been somewhat helpful. I know this is probably a really short video. That's okay. My videos will be getting shorter because apparently that gets views. People don't want to sit around and watch the next 3 hours of you just sitting there, you know, potentially, you know, pantsless. Man, people don't know. People don't know. You could be pantsless for all you know. I could be pantsless for all you know. You could be pantsless for all I know. So with that, next time we'll conclude this one, and next time we're going to move on to, what is this, Policium? Are we on Policium now? It should be next. Okay, we are on Policium. So the next one is, well, where these guys are going. Or where they want to go. Maybe. Kappa. Kappa for life. Next one is going to be going and civilizing Kappa. Kappa is essentially the last belt to place before Merope is fully online. And we need to make sure that both planets, Policium and Kappa Crucis, are fully independent. So, like I said, next time we're going to go to Kappa. We're going to build another Starbus belt, if you will, full of star bases, and we will. Excuse me. We will continue conquering this sector. No star shall stand against us. So, I hope y'all have a good evening. Take care, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.